Aloha, everybody. Welcome. Maria Bernardis here. So, I'm coming to you today with a live, and it's going to be all about unlocking the secret to pain free living. So, your path to holistic wellness and really resolving those pains in your body. And also, pain sometimes is emotional. So thank you for joining me today. Anybody that's watching me on LinkedIn, or you're watching me on YouTube, or you're watching me on Facebook, welcome. I thank you for watching. And later on, this video will also go on Rumble. So thank you for watching. Whether you're watching now live or later, I do appreciate you. And I do appreciate that you actually take an interest in your health and wellness. So for those that don't know, I'm Maria Bernardis. I used to be in tax law and left that and basically went into health and wellness and all things to do with food. So I am a qualified health and wellness coach and have received many awards for my work. However, I don't do what I do for the awards. I do it because I want to be of service and help as many people as possible to heal, because you don't have to live with any illness or pain in your body. Sometimes people choose illness, I say, and they choose it when they actually don't do anything. And yes, I have had a past where I've been very sick. All my family died from cancer. I survived. And I survive because I use everything that I empower you with and everything that I share with you to do, because it actually does work. And we are returning to the ancient Greek ways and the ancient ways, and also the ways of high vibration, frequency vibration, energy healing. All that is coming back because the current system has failed us, and people are not living until the age of 250 as they did in ancient Greece. And how do they do that? By practicing everything that I teach you and everything that I recommend in my posts and my videos. So, given that I healed myself and I've been through a lot of illness and lost a lot of loved ones, I've made it my passion to help people. So, before I start, I just want to read a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor or a medical professional. I am a health and wellness coach. Uh, the information discussed is not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult with your physician first. So if anybody is joining us either from LinkedIn, you're not going to be able to comment. I'm so sorry. But anybody from Facebook or YouTube, please feel free to say hello. And also to contribute to this. But even if you're watching it later, you can still contribute in the YouTube comments, and Instagram, you can message me comment, or on Facebook, you can pop a comment in the comments. So let's start with some news that are making waves in the media to do with health and wellness. So the first one, which is very interesting, and it's something that I have been talking about for a number of years, and it was basically titled Cellular Health Revolution. Now, it's very interesting. So what this article said is cells are the building blocks of all your organs, and keeping them healthy and detox will ensure you keep at bay disease and, of course, inflammation. Um, and it does say that a lot of dysfunction is caused by modern toxins in the environment, in our food, and so on. Now, one of the things it did find, which does affect our cell function, is seed oils like soybean, corn oil, are major culprits in damaging cellular health. And I have been saying this for years and recommending people do try, healthier oil alternatives such as coconut oil and olive oil. It also says that what affects the cells is endocrine disrupting chemicals and EMF devices like cell phones and Wi-Fi routers. So if you're not doing something to diffuse those frequencies, they do affect your cells. And I've done videos on this, and I've recommended stuff. And one of the products, when added on with another one, which is in the description of this video, actually wards off EMF. So look into it. And this is what they say: restoring cellular health involves eliminating toxins, adopting a whole food diet, which will come up today, exposure to sun, and addressing gut health. So we did address a lot of that last week in that episode. So have a look at that. And again, the product that I'm going to recommend today for pain also detoxes your cells and activates them and regenerates new ones. And actually curbs inflammation and increases your glutathione. And that is an affordable product, so that you don't have to spend a minimum of $10,000 an injection to get stem cell therapy. So again, have a look at the description of this video. If you're on Facebook, you will probably have to private message me. So that's one article that's validating everything that I empower people with information to help them keep their cells happy and healthy. Now, the second one that's really interesting, there's a lawsuit that has emerged that alleges addictive ultra-processed foods caused youth's illnesses. And I bet you they're going to win that case, because that's one of the things that actually contributes to inflammation and pain. So let's watch this space on this case. Another interesting article that came up is fatty liver disease now affects 4 out of 10 US adults. We have an epidemic of fatty liver disease. And again, that's caused by the liver cells not being healthy, not being detoxed. And of course, it's caused by inflammation. So every disease, every condition links back to the cells, and it links back to inflammation. It says that what they found is fatty liver disease is caused by a metabolic dysfunction or excessive alcohol consumption. As I always say to people, drink, but just drink in moderation if you must. I mean, the ideal situation is not at all, but I can understand that that's challenging. Now, it's interesting because we're having our young ones now. It's saying 9.6% of children ages 2 to 19 and 17.3% 15 to 19 years old, guess what, have fatty liver disease. And this is due to a poor diet and also obesity caused by ultra-processed foods. So it will be interesting to see how this case goes before the court. Because I think that will be the downfall of many companies selling ultra-processed foods. So now there's a new study that's come out, and it warns that microplastics can infiltrate the brain and raise the risk of cognitive problems. So what are we saying there? So basically, microplastics, which I will outline where they are and how we're consuming them and drinking them and not knowing, basically does contribute to dementia, Alzheimer's, brain fog. And I'm noticing a lot of people are just not having 100% cognitive health. They've got stress, they've got this, headaches, migraines. So you may want to look at what you're eating and drinking. So a Chinese study revealed that microplastics can enter the brain, potentially increasing a person's risk of stroke, depression, and dementia by triggering blood clots and restricting blood flow. So this is very interesting. Now, where do microplastics reside and how do they get into our body? Well, they're in food, they're in water. Yes, they do come through our tap water. And if you don't filter it, oh my goodness me, you're drinking them. Recently, we've seen it in salt. A lot of salt has a lot of microplastics in them, especially a lot of the Mediterranean sea salts have it because, there's plastics everywhere. So, and in everyday products and in the air, it's floating in the air. So we're all getting it into our system. So we need to have some sort of a detox protocol. I have spoken about detoxing extensively, and it's going to be basically the same product today that I recommend for pain, which will be in the description of this video. Or you can private message me for more information. So it was interesting because they did a study on mice, and microplastic exposure led to blood clots, cognitive decline, and motor impairment. So this is how serious it is. And don't forget, if you're storing things in plastic, even if it's BPA free, those plastics are entering your food, especially those plastic dishes that you put in the microwave. They're also leaching into your food. So we just need to have some sort of a detox routine and also not use plastics as much as possible. That includes plastic water bottles. They're leaching a lot of plastic, so we can keep healthy. So for anybody joining, if you want to put a comment or ask a question, please go right ahead and I will answer those later. So now I'm going to launch into unlocking some of the secrets to pain-free living, and really what holistic things can we be doing that are not going to break the bank, to actually heal. And this is a very, very dear topic to me because I suffered years and years and years of pain, and I'll discuss that later. And it was pain from surgery, it was emotional pain from loss, and also one of the most devastating ones was knee pain. And I tried so much stuff, basically pretty much what I'm going to tell you, and it didn't really go completely until I used one particular thing, and that was my saving grace. And I did do such things as injecting plasma into my knees. That cost me thousands of dollars, and it was only temporary. Had I known about this product, my goodness me, I would have spent those thousands of dollars really having a supply of this product for many, many years. So I will go through the different options. Okay, so um, pain is really impacting a lot of us, and some people are really quiet about it, and they're just suffering in silence. It's causing persistent discomfort, as it did in my life. And it's so important to maintain pain as our overall, really for our overall well-being and happiness. And I remember when I was managing the pain, but I wasn't managing it, with the right things. Really, I just felt like I was starting to age as well. I started to feel old. I was grumpy. So it affects our emotions, and some people can go into depression. So managing the root cause of pain is really, really important. And it does connect, it's a mind, body, spirit, basically approach, because you can't have pain and not feel unhappy, or you might feel, pain, and your mind's not functioning properly either. So you can't think, you have brain fog. So everything's just kind of related. So let's have a look at some pain management tips and hacks. So I can validate that I've tried every single one of these over the years. And then I will come to a conclusion of what really, really sealed the deal for me. And it was my saving grace. So the first hack that I wanted to mention is that it's very important that we understand and recognize that the pain is impacting our overall wellness. Okay, so it's affecting us physically, but it's also affecting us emotionally, mentally, in every way possible. So it's very important to acknowledge, yes, I have a pain issue. And yes, I'm feeling fatigue, I'm feeling stress, I'm feeling depressed, disrupting my sleep cycle. And when you recognize and acknowledge the issue, then you're ready for the solutions. You're ready to take action to eliminate it. A lot of people don't do this step and tend to just stay in the pain. Oh, I'm just going to live with it. Well, you don't have to live with it. That's the thing. And there's little steps that you could be doing after you recognize it to really eliminate it. And I've been able with many of my clients to eliminate it. I've eliminated my years and years and years of knee pain. It's just completely gone. So, number two, so what else could we be doing? So, after we've acknowledged it, what is another thing that we could be perhaps doing? There is a mind body connection. So, we need to be very careful. So, another thing that I practice and I recommend is I was affirming my healing every day, because all healing begins here in the thoughts, in the mind. So I was saying, I am healing, I am pain free. So even though I was in severe pain, so I was affirming that. And by affirming that, you're making a decision that you're going to do whatever it takes to heal this. Um, as we saw in a couple of episodes before, your thoughts can create inflammation. So you don't want to add further inflammation to the pain that you're already encountering. So we need to also manage our fear, our jealousy, our envy, and try and watch comedies or whatever to keep us in a happy and joyous state. So avoiding stress is very, very important, or minimizing it, because it actually makes that pain inflammation a lot worse and sharper. So, some other techniques under the mind body connection that we could be doing is meditation and deep breathing. Is very, very important, to just calm those thoughts, calm you. And that can actually help alleviate a lot of the pain as well. Also, what I find really helped me, I mean, it didn't alleviate the pain 100%, but it did help, was listening to soothing music when I had really, really dagger like, felt like, felt like someone was stabbing me pain. So I listened to soothing music, and what really worked for me was high frequency music, such as 432 hertz, 528 hertz, and the list goes on. And also classical music. I have to tell you that really helped me in terms of calming my mind. So, practice some of those techniques. Take what resonates with you. Number three, it will require lifestyle adjustments, and you don't have to do them all in one whack. You can actually, phase those in. So, what am I talking about? So, we're talking about a lifestyle that's going to help us help reduce and eliminate the pain. So, the important thing is, please have a look at my anti-inflammation video that I did, because I go into this in great detail. We've got to reduce inflammation. So, how do we do this? Well, we need to look at, what are we eating? Is the food that we're eating increasing the inflammation in our body, or is it reducing the inflammation in our body? Because pain thrives with high inflammation food, or you may want to call it low vibration food. Foods that actually reduce the inflammation are high vibration. They nurture us, and help us reduce that pain. And remember, all pain is inflammation. All disease is inflammation in the cells. That's all it is. So we got to tackle that inflammation. So what are some of the foods that we should be looking at limiting? In other words, having less of. So these are foods that cause inflammation. And I alerted to some of them at the beginning of this video, and you'll find many more in my inflammation video. Sugar. I mean, sugar, especially white sugar, like, inflammation goes through the roof, and if you're consuming it, you'll notice that the pain level will go up. Refined carbohydrates, like your white rices and your white, flours and white breads and things like that. Alcohol causes huge inflammation. So therefore, it's not going to reduce the pain. It's actually going to keep the pain there or make it worse. Processed meats, processed foods, anything processed in a manufacturing plant will increase your inflammation. Trans fats, microwave food increases inflammation and adds no nutritional value to your body, because a microwave actually destroys every bit of nutrient and nutrition that is in the actual food, unfortunately. So please opt for something like steaming your fruit and vegetables instead of sticking them in the microwave. So again, bad oils such as canola, corn, soy, vegetable, cottonseed, all toxic and increase inflammation, and fried foods. And most of the foods that are made in restaurants are very inflammatory because they're not certified organic. They have pesticides, chemicals, which increase inflammation. They use a lot of GMO ingredients. And guess what they're frying your food in? They're not frying it in olive oil. I'm sorry to have to break this to you. Most of them, and you know how I know? Because in New York City, I used to walk around very early in the morning and I used to see all the rubbish that was outside the restaurants. And guess what they were using? They were using cottonseed oil. They were using soy. They were using canola. They were using vegetable oil, all toxic. Oh, and corn oil. I don't know if I mentioned that. And soy. That's the oils they were using. I could not find one restaurant that was using olive oil for deep frying or that was using coconut oil for deep frying. So if you're eating that kind of food, just know that it will increase your inflammation and you need to do something to offset that. Now, remember to drink lots of water. And as the previous article and what I alluded to before, please purify it. Purify it and get all those, the fluoride, which increases inflammation, and all those other toxins out of it. And therefore, that will also help with the pain because cells are made of water. So therefore, if you're putting water that is not purified and good, it's not going to nourish your cells. It's going to add inflammation and make that pain come up worse. So if anybody would like to say hello, please feel free. Or if you'd like to ask me any questions, I'll be answering them later. Please feel free to put it in the comments. And thank you for joining. So what are some foods that can help you manage or reduce inflammation and thereby help you reduce the pain that you're experiencing? And it doesn't matter where it is in the body. So organic fruit and vegetables really do help reduce inflammation and reduce the pain because they actually add high vibration into the body and they're more alkaline, so therefore they reduce the inflammation in the body. They have anti-inflammatory compounds, and they also nourish your body with the vitamins and minerals that you need. So what are some of the most anti-inflammatory foods that are going to, and spices, of course, that are going to be good for you if you're suffering a lot of pain and you feel like you have a lot of inflammation? And who doesn't have a lot of inflammation nowadays? Anybody, if you're getting a headache, it's inflammation. If you're anxious, you've got inflammation. If you're not sleeping, you have inflammation. I've done a separate video, and you'll see pretty much everybody has it, and we need to manage it. So I'm going to read out a list that I have here of some really good foods that reduce inflammation and help minimize your pain. And that includes berries, broccoli, avocados, green tea, bell peppers, mushrooms, grapes, turmeric. Absolutely amazing. I like to just nibble on it raw. Extra virgin olive oil, dark chocolate, but remember it must not have a high content of white sugar. Cacao, so pure cacao, raw cacao we're talking about. Tomatoes, cherries, and again, I stress certified organic wherever possible, because if they're not, then they do have pesticides and chemicals, and it lowers the vibrational frequency and reduces their anti-inflammatory properties. Okay, and now because we're still under lifestyle, don't forget to exercise. I had a lot of knee pain and I was thinking I need to sit on the chair and not exercise. That was actually causing me more pain, especially because I had both knees because I was in a car accident, and so therefore they were both smashed, as was my left foot. And so naturally, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to walk on it because, I'm going to make it worse and make the pain worse. So, which really, that was not correct. My thinking was not correct. Physical activity, I found, did reduce the pain. I'm not talking about go to the gym and do weights and start jogging. Oh my God, no. So we're talking about very light exercise. So, for example, what I did was a little bit of yoga. Aqua aerobics was very good, especially for my knees. I was getting a workout, but not putting the pressure. Um, Nowadays they're doing chair yoga. I've noticed here at the Waikiki Community Center where I am. So gentle aerobic activities or walking will serve you well in terms of reducing the inflammation and getting that area mobile where the pain is. So the energy doesn't remain stagnant and the inflammation and the pain remain. So we need to keep moving the energy. So that sort of covers, the lifestyle changes in terms of food, mind, and exercise and spirit. Number four, very, very important. And I find this with a lot of my clients, whether they're just coming to me to purchase the amazing product I use or they're coming for coaching. Most of them are not taking enough electrolytes. They're not drinking enough electrolytes. And a good source is coconut water, by way of one example that we have here in Hawaii. So they're not having enough electrolytes and they're not having enough vitamins and minerals. Now, what do I mean by vitamins and minerals? These are the ones that are really going to help you to reduce inflammation and reduce that pain. I'm talking about magnesium, potassium, sodium, and calcium. So, very important that you do have an intake of salt, not just any salt. I have pure Hawaiian sea salt because I know it doesn't have the microplastics. I know it hasn't been manufactured in a manufacturing plant. So be careful. Some people take Celtic. Be very careful because some of the Celtic salt has been found to have microplastics. So you've got to do your research as to where the source of that salt has come from. And I know that the Hawaiian one, for a fact, I've done a lot of research and compared it to Celtic and a lot of other salts. It has the most vitamin and mineral content. And I think normally nowadays you can pick it up of Amazon. So again, electrolytes, vitamins, and minerals, those ones that I just mentioned, are very important for inflammation reduction and pain reduction. And people overlook those. Okay. And I'm not talking about electrolytes that are sold in these colorful drink packages, which are toxic. And some of them have fuel uh, they have like a substance that activates fuel for your barbecue. So read the labels. Most of those are toxic and they add to inflammation and they add to pain. Now, number five, and again, I've tried all of this to reduce my pain. I was doing it. The number five, which I did find some relief, but not 100% relief, was massage. And I'm talking about therapeutic massage. Please be careful when you're going for a massage that they're not doing deep tissue on a pain spot. Sometimes what I found is it added to the inflammation and made it a lot worse, actually. So we're talking about more therapeutic massage, um, working the tension out of the muscles and the joints and relieving like stress, anxiety, and stuff like that. So, more around the aromatherapy. And also, those essential oils, very important, also do help reduce pain. And so, why not incorporate lavender oil? And a good one that I found that I incorporate, and I used to put it in a little bit of almond oil and rub it on my pain spot, was peppermint oil. And I did find some relief with that as well. So again, consider doing, some sort of massage. But again, be careful that it's not deep tissue. You don't want to cause yourself more injuries. Heavens, no. And I have had this happen where I caused myself more injuries by thinking I was going to get a deep tissue massage. So again, I'm speaking from experience because I've had pain all over my body. I've had shoulder pain. I've had all my back pain because they did surgery and removed three-quarters of my left lung. And as I said, both my legs were smashed in a car accident, especially my knees. And I could not walk for years. I needed a walking stick. So if anybody knows pain, I'm going to put my hand up there. I know what I'm talking about here. I've actually experienced it. So number 6. So what's the number 6 thing that we could be considering? And this is my final point: alternative therapies. And I have tried all of what I'm about to say. So I'm going to share with you what actually really did work for me, especially my knees, because I needed those to be able to walk. And I was walking small distances until probably about 3 years ago, when I found something that just really eliminated my pain. I mean, it didn't happen overnight, but it happened. So you can explore acupuncture. Massage therapy, we've already covered. That's also an alternative. Chiropractors have done wonders to help relieve some of the pain. So, explore those. Now, very interesting. I have a lot of people that are business partners with me that are acupuncturists, they're massage therapists, chiropractors, and doctors, and traditional Chinese medicine people that have also acknowledged that what they do does, but it doesn't sometimes have a lasting effect. In other words, to really repair the root cause of the issue. So when I introduced them to a product that I use, they tested it on a lot of their clients and they said, yes, where do I sign? And they've actually joined as business partners with me and now use this product in their practice with huge success. And they've been able to reverse chronic pain, minor pain, all sorts of pain. So it's interesting to see that now doctors are embracing what I'm about to share with you, because doing all of the above that I said to you, I was able to eliminate 75% of my pain. Okay, so yes, I got great results. However, my chiropractor and my acupuncturist was not able to, with what they were doing, the adjustments and the needles and whatever, to really give me 100% relief. So then went back to ancient Greece to see what they were doing, and what I studied and what I found out was Pythagoras, Hippocrates, and all of them were using light frequency. And I thought, oh, let me see if there's something out there that will do what they did in ancient Greece, because I don't have all these colored glasses to line them up and put the sun through to do that kind of light therapy that they did. It was rather complicated. So I did come across an amazing product, and I have shared my story earlier on. My biggest issue was my knees, and I wanted to be able to walk again, and I wanted to be able to go hiking. That was my dream, without being in pain and without going for 10 minutes and then saying I just can't do more than 10 minutes. Also, I had foot pain because as a chef, I was standing up in the kitchen teaching people for sometimes 16 to 18 hours a day. That includes the preparation, getting all the ingredients together, chopping everything up, not just the teaching time. So I had a lot of foot issues and I had stabbing pain. So it was like someone was sticking a knife and they were just burning. So I had issues basically with all my legs. Now, what I also did try is I did take, my doctor's suggestion and my podiatrist's suggestion of, Maria, for your knees, why don't you inject plasma? And let me tell you, this was not covered by insurance. Let me tell you, I paid thousands of dollars for these injections in my knees. And for 3 months, I was doing fantastic. All the pain had gone. And then after 3 months, it does not last long, all the pain came back. If I'd known about this light tech, and again, details are in the description of the video, or you can private message me. If I did not know, if only I had known about this light tech, all those thousands of dollars that I paid to doctors to inject me with plasma, oh my God, I would have had healing and paid for this light tech for the next 10 years of my life. That's how much it cost me. Thousands of dollars. And this was just less than a cup of coffee a day. If only I'd known. Anyway, but live and learn. We don't know. And then when we find out, when we know better, we do better. So what I did is someone came to me and said, why don't you try this? And I did. And let me tell you, it didn't happen overnight, but I started to notice each week, ooh, I'm actually moving a little bit better with my knees. Ooh, I just did a 15-minute walk without pain. I'm now got less pain, but now I'm doing 20 minutes worth of walking. So that's how I noticed the difference. It was little progressive changes, and then one day I start walking and I'm walking and I'm walking. I've got absolutely no pain. I'm like, wow. And I only did this one thing, incorporating this product. And again, it's holistic. There's no drugs, there's no stimulants, there's no chemicals. So I encourage you, if you're suffering with a lot of pain and you've tried everything above that I have discussed, that this will help you as it helped me. And as I said, I have a lot of naturopaths, I have a lot of chiropractors, I have a lot of people that are doing acupuncture and medical practitioners that have incorporated this product with amazing success. And I do have a private Facebook page. If anybody would like to see testimonials, just let me know. So that's all I wanted to cover today. Again, all the details are in the description of this video. Click on the link and it will take you to where you can purchase. Again, there is not a one size fits all for pain management. You have to pretty much try whichever one resonates with you. And, really the journey is personalized. As I said, for some people, acupuncture may work, did not work for me. And I spent so much money. The needles, that again, acupuncture, chiropractic was what I was meant to say before. So both those, I spent lots of money. They just did not work for me 100%. So again, very important that if we're going to embrace any sort of healing, that it really be holistic, because people that are taking lots of medication and tablets and whatever, like Tylenol or whatever else, I don't know what they are because I don't take any of those and haven't taken any for years and years and years, actually increase the inflammation. So it's temporarily giving you relief, but then when that drug wears off, because it's adding inflammation to your body, the pain comes back. And sometimes I've noticed with clients, it's a mind, body, spirit approach. And dependency on medications is not the ideal solution. It causes all sorts of other issues to the cells and inflammation. So in the cells. So I encourage you to try these tips and hacks, and I certainly encourage you, to consider the product that's in the description. And rest assured that I will guide you every step of the way. As well, you don't just try something and then you get abandoned. You get support from me. So for anybody watching this after the live, because I'm going to post it later on Rumble and some other forums, please feel free to ask questions, and I will answer those questions from when I see them pop up in the comments. And if anybody's watching now from LinkedIn, from YouTube or Facebook, and you have a question, please feel free to pop it in the comments. So again, please, if you find this helpful, if you find it useful, please share it with someone so we can help. Sharing is caring. Don't keep it to yourself. Very important. And I also wanted to let people know that on the 10th of February, in my private Facebook group, not on my normal Facebook group where you're watching this, in my private Facebook group at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about this time here now, I'm going to be having a private talk about how to attain optimal health and age reversal based on one of the doctors in our team, Dr. Harmon. He's written an amazing book, and he's a big supporter of this product in the description that I use. And I'm going to be going through what he has to say. And then I'm going to be doing giveaways and really giving people an opportunity to ask me whatever questions that they want live, and to assist as much as I can to kickstart your health and wellness journey, but in a more closed environment where we can just have more interaction and more discussion. All right. So again, please share and subscribe. Also, next week, I've got an interesting show. I'm going to be covering the the 10 ancient Greek lessons and wisdom uh, of how to attain longevity and a happy and healthy life. And this is what I have adopted in my life. This was actually an article that I wrote that was also published in the Huffington Post many, many years ago. So it's not anything new. I've been discussing health and wellness for coming on to 20 years now, or just over. So I basically came across this article and I thought, wow, this would make for a great show because it did receive a lot of coverage many years ago. So these are going to be the 10 lessons of why the ancient Greeks were so healthy and happy, and what did they do to reach the age of 250 years old without any illness. So that's going to be next week, the show. And again, it's going to be Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And of course, straight after the show, it will be posted on my Rumble channel. So remember, as I always say, self-care is the new healthcare. You deserve the best health. You are more powerful than than you know, and you have the potential to self-heal if you would give your body, your mind and spirit the right conditions, and of course the right product. And I only recommend one product that will help you. So thank you for watching. Mahalo, wherever you are. Good night, good morning, because I have different people watching this on different time zones. Thank you. I honor you and I love you. Thank you for your love and support. And again, please share. And if you want more details, it's in the description of this video. God bless you and